Hey everyone! Welcome back to your favorite pirate crew! Today we're going to talk about Nami being Akainu's daughter. If you'd like to see more about One Piece in our channel, please leave your thumbs up and subscribe to join our pirate crew. But pirates, before we continue with the video, I ask that you already subscribe to the channel. That way you can join the pirate crew, earn the devil fruit, or master your favorite haki. It would also help this division of the crew out a lot if you did leave that thumbs up in today's video, so that together we could become Yonkos. Okay, let's continue with today's video. Knowing about the family of the characters in One Piece has always been difficult. After all, if even Monkey D. Luffy, our protagonist, has not yet gained the necessary or deserved prominence it is quite doubtfully that the author, Ichiro Oda, will give the same focus to other characters of the crew, with exceptions like Sanji and Robin, whose parents are influential in the work. Once the parents of a given character are not really important to the work, we possibly won't see them gain prominence. However, many theories surround Nami's parents. After all, nothing's really known about her adoptive parents. The character was raised and has gone through various situations, but we still don't know the true identity and whereabouts of her parents. In today's video, we'll try to talk a little bit more about the character's possible lineage, and who Nami's blood father might be. The Thieving Cat. Nami is the navigator of the Straw Hat Pirates, and one of the senior officers of the Great Straw Hat Fleet. She's the third member of the crew and the second to join, doing so during the Orange City arc. She is Nojiko's adopted sister, after the two were orphaned and taken in by Bell-mère. She was previously a member of the Pirates of Arlong and initially joined the Straw Hats so that she could rob them to buy back her village from Arlong. However, she legitimately joined the Straw Hats after they rebelled and defeated Arlong. Her dream is to make a map of the entire world. She first earned a 16 million bounty for the incident in Enies Lobby, later increased to 66 million after the Dressrosa arc. Currently, after the events of Onigashima, her bounty was increased to 366 million. Nami deeply loved her adoptive mother Bell-mère as a child and even picked her still green tangerines just to please her, and she even picked up on some of the quirks of Bell-mère's personality, such as flirtation and comical aggression. Bell-mère praised Nami for her map-making skills, and when Nami expressed her dream of drawing a map of the whole world, Bell-mère was very supportive of her. However, despite her love for Bell-mère, Nami found it difficult to accept Bell-mère as her mother, because Nami knew she herself was adopted. Bell-mère's lack of wealth and general poverty caused bitterness on Nami's part. Having to accept secondhand things from Nojiko, and being forced to steal books despite Bell-mère saying that she would have paid for them if Nami had asked, eventually caused Nami to explode, saying that she was not a real sister to Nojiko, which caused Bell-mère to slap her. Retaliation, claiming that it didn't matter if they were not blood relatives. Nami believed that Bell-mère thought that Nojiko and her were just annoyances, and if the girls weren't there, she could buy herself adequate food and clothes. Nami even said that she wished that she had been adopted by rich people, which hurt Bell-mère's feelings, before she ran away. At Jinzo's office, the sheriff explained the story of how Bell-mère had met Nami and Nojiko when she was a marine. Jinzo revealed that Bell-mère had found Nami and Nojiko on an abandoned battlefield. Bell-mère was close to death and would take her in before 2-year-old Nojiko showed up carrying a little Nami. Seeing Nami's blissful ignorance of the carnage that surrounded them gave Bell-mère life, and she took the two girls with her and returned home to the village during a storm and selflessly demanded that they be taken care of before she was. As she listened to Jinzo's story, Nami learned about Bell-mère's determination to raise the girls as her own daughters, despite the objections of Jinzo and the other villagers. When Arlong attacked the village and demanded taxes for every person, Nami refused to leave Bell-mère behind and ran to her. Upon seeing Bell-mère, Nami cried out that she was sorry and didn't mean what she said when she wished she had been adopted by someone else. Bell-mère hugged her daughters tightly and apologized in tears for not being able to buy what they needed or wanted. To ensure Nami and Nojiko's safety, Bell-mère decided to sacrifice her own life. During her final moments, Bell-mère told her adopted daughters that she loved them before Arlong shot her. Nami is still traumatized by the death of her beloved mother, and was seen drawing a picture of her after being forced into Arlong's army and sadly calling her name in a moment of misery. She regularly visited her clifftop grave where she was buried and often thought about her. Also in her room, she kept a picture of Bell-mère with a young Nami and Nojiko on her desk. It's directly because of Bell-mère's death that Nami hates Arlong deeply and tried several times to secretly poison and murder him, but was forgiven each time by Arlong, who found it amusing. When Luffy, Zoro, Sanji, and Usopp arrived and defeated Arlong and his crew, as well as destroying Arlong Park, Nami really felt free again. When she was getting a new tattoo, Nami chose a Mikan in honor of Bell-mère, and a weather vane for Jinzo. Nami continues to honor Bell-mère by planting Mikans on Mary, and later on Sunny, and also by continuing her dream of drawing a map of the entire world. She was deeply saddened when she thought that she had lost the Mikan trees in Water 7, was delighted to have them back. Though Nami is one of the most important members of the Straw Hat crew, and one of its first members, her past is largely unknown to fans. Although we explored her early life during the Arlong Park arc, much about her remains unknown. She was seen with Nojiko as a baby, but how Nojiko found her remains to be seen. Nami's biological parents are not known. However, she considers Bell-mère her mother because that is what she was to her. However, her past may be more interesting than fans have in mind, and I hope we get to see it soon. But while we know nothing or almost nothing about her legitimate parents, we do know that Nami's father was possibly someone who participated in the Marine battle. After all, we know that both of them were found right in the middle of that mess. Considering this possibility, it is possible that Nami's father could be a Marine, no? Even though she was a small child when she was found, she probably just got lost in the unfortunate chaos. Whether or not her father survived is a mystery. Or is it? Nami is currently 20 years old, considering that she must have been found at a fairly young age. Her parents are probably in their 40s to 50s by now. That is, if they were alive. One of the most talked about theories regarding Nami's parents is that she could be a lost princess or related to the high class of the One Piece world. Nami was found by Bell-mère as a baby, on the verge of death on a battlefield in the middle of a storm. She brought back 2 children to Kokoyashi village, Nami and Nojiko. Interestingly, she hid this fact from Nami and told her that she was found under a bridge. Why were there children on the battlefield? What caused this fight? Who were they fighting? Maybe it was Shanks who was in East Blue. Why was there a storm? Why did Bell-mère lie? There are many mysteries about this event that would still need to be answered. As the Straw Hats grew in notoriety, Nami's face and name were leaked to the world. The Derma family immediately sought out Sanji when her face was revealed. If Nami was so important, someone would go looking for her. Perhaps, since her face is shown clearly, what is wrong is her name. Name Nami is unimportant. Before we move on to the name, let's talk about birds. Oda himself said that he loves to name female characters with bird names. He even has an encyclopedia of birds to help him do this. Koena, Nojiko, Tashigi, Robin, Isa, Suru, Hina, Mozu, Kiwi, Hancock, Toki, and so on. And it's strange that the main female in the series is not named after a bird. Birds and flight are actually a recurring thing in One Piece. Seals in abundance with the one on Sengoku's head. Birds are mentioned in Blink's Saki, the Kazuki crest. They're now even the name of Luffy's attack. In other words, not just because they are in the sea, but the birds are important. Nami herself shares some characteristics with the birds. First, birds are great with navigation. Migratory birds can have an internal GPS. Nami is a top-notch navigator. Some birds are also notoriously attracted to shiny objects, and they have been known to steal them, like thieves. Until Luffy came along, Arlong was practically keeping her in a cage. So if we research about birds that converge with what we know about Nami, we find the Mina bird. It's a songbird that likes shiny objects. If you rearrange the letters of Mina, you get Nami, which is not her real name. So we could just say her real name is Mina. The common Mina is not the prettiest bird, so searching further, we found the Bali Mina. It's endangered, has a color similar to Nami's when she was first introduced in the story, and who knows, Belly equals Bali. Bali is Indonesia, where Joy Boyo, the myth that may have inspired Joy Boy, came from. So how could Nami have become Mina if Nami's name was written on a card or bracelet on her? And if it had broke due to the heavy storm, Bell-mère could have put the name together in the incorrect order, something like separating M-I and A. And she put it together as Nami, or instead of Mina, Nojiko and Mina. So maybe, just maybe, 1. Nami's name is a lie, and her real name is Mina. 2. Oda was inspired by Bali Mina in Nami's design. 3. Nami will have a much bigger role in the story as a character coming from high class, royalty, or something similar. Her affinity for the weather is also rather suspicious, no? In any case, the hints that Nami may have actually come from a different place than we know only grow. What if she was actually the daughter of a Marine or someone related at a high level? Someone involved with the East Blue in some way, being present at the scene of the fight with her family for some reason. Could it be possible that someone, like Akainu, for example, was Nami's father? After all, a fight between the Marine and pirates is not impossible. Also, considering their strong and determined personalities, we could say that they are similar in this respect. They certainly have very different affinities and goals, and they have taken opposite journeys. But isn't it also the same with Garp and Dragon himself when compared to Luffy? Parents and grandparents take different paths than their children and grandchildren, so it wouldn't be impossible. But what about you? You think Nami could be Akainu's daughter? Something like that. Or could she be someone else's? Could she really have a great story behind her? Leave your opinion in the comments. We'd love to see them. That's it, my Straw Hat Pirate. I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you have any suggestions for a future video, don't forget to comment below, because I'll be reading them all as I always do. Also, don't forget to leave a like if you enjoy the video, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell so you don't miss out on any content from your pirate crew.